All right, I'm not in class anymore for the next couple weeks, so I wanted to make sure we could go over this worksheet that we were going to go over today in class. You'll just have to watch this video to see if you can get the answers that you need. This essential question is over the difference between citizens and non-citizens, and then how we make non-citizens citizens. We're going to be going over this intro worksheet first. And the first question you can find on this first slide right here, what are the two types of citizens in the United States? It's down there in the bottom left-hand corner. It's going to be native-born citizens and naturalized citizens. A native-born citizen is a citizen from the second they are born. A naturalized citizen is someone who was a citizen in another country and came here and became a citizen. Now, question number 2 says, what are the two types of native-born citizens? And that's right there on this slide. The first one is jus soli, and the second one is jus sanguinis. They're two Latin terms that look a little bit hard to pronounce. But what they mean, jus soli is usually the easier of the two for students because you take the L and the I and flip them and it becomes soil. And jus soli means you are born on American soil. Any citizen born in our country is a citizen from birth. It doesn't matter if your parents are from Japan, Egypt, Russia, Brazil, no matter which country your parents are from, if you are born on our soil, you are an American citizen. Jus sanguinis, the word sanguine means blood in Latin. So jus sanguinis is your parents' DNA, your parents' blood is in you. If your parents are American citizens, it does not matter where you are born in this world, you are an American citizen. Those are the two ways you can be a native citizen at birth. Question number 3 is an opinion question, and what it's asking is most countries around the world use jus sanguinis. If you are born to parents from that country, you are a citizen. But Western Hemisphere countries, you can see on this map here that we are in blue, the United States is in blue, countries from Canada all the way down through South America use jus soli as well, where if you're born in their country, you are a citizen. The question wants to know, should we get rid of that? Or should we give more rights to people who are born to citizens than just born there? This is something that deals with illegal immigration. It's a topic we'll talk about a little more as we get towards those part of the notes. But this is one that's just your opinion. But what it's asking is, should being born to a citizen carry more weight than just being born on our soil where anybody could have a child here that really doesn't have residency here? Question 4 asks, what right do native-born citizens have that naturalized citizens do not? Once you are a naturalized citizen and you have become a citizen of the United States, you can do everything that a citizen from birth can do except one thing, and that's by the picture there of Arnold Schwarzenegger. You cannot become president of the United States. Arnold Schwarzenegger came here from Austria. He became a citizen. He was the governor of California. He was the most powerful man in one of our most powerful or biggest states, and yet he could never be president because he was not a citizen at birth. Native-born citizens are the only ones who can be president and, for that matter, vice president. Question 5 asks, what are the basic steps in the naturalization process to become a U.S. citizen? Here they are on the worksheet that we also had for homework. You can see the 7 steps there. If you're looking for just the basic steps, to become a citizen, you have to get a green card, you have to apply, you have to go through some governmental hoops, and then once you do that, you have to get take the oath of allegiance and claim your allegiance to our country. Question number 6 just wants to know your opinion on our citizenship process. Every person that comes to our country wanting to become a citizen has to take tests in government, history, and English. Do you think the English test is discriminatory? The reason for that is we do not have an official language in the United States. English is our most spoken language, but it's not the official language. It just wants to know your opinion on if you think we should make new citizens to our country speak English. There are pros and cons with both. Just want to know your opinion. We now move on to the non-citizens in our country, and we have 3 different kinds. We have resident aliens, illegal aliens, and refugees. Resident aliens are anyone in our country who is here legally. That's why they're also called legal aliens. The government knows they're here. Many of these people are maybe trying to become citizens, or they're here for jobs or schooling. any exchange student in our school would be considered a resident alien. Question number 7 asks, what could you ask a resident alien to show you to make sure they were a resident alien? And the answer is a green card. There's a picture of one here on this page. You can see that a green card is there. It's just identification that lets people know this non-citizen is legally here and accepted by the United States. Now, the second part of question number 7 says, what are 3 things that resident aliens cannot do that citizens can? And the 3 are found right here on this page in yellow. Resident aliens cannot vote. We don't want non-citizens voting for our leaders. Therefore, since they can't vote, they also can't serve on a jury because they would not be in the jury pool. And the final thing resident aliens cannot do is run for political office. We don't want someone who isn't even allowed to vote to be the people that we are voting for. Other than that, resident aliens do many of the same things native-born citizens do. Pay taxes, obey laws, get a driver's license, and if they break the laws, you can see here on this page, they can be deported. Being a resident alien is either a chance for people to better their lives before they return to their homeland, or a chance for them to come here and become a citizen and gain the rights that we love about our country. After we have resident aliens or legal aliens, the other group of non-citizens are illegal aliens, people that have come here and the government does not know they're here and they have not been accepted into our country. There are many of them in our country. This number of 7 million is small. These notes were made quite a while ago. It is a life, though, that is hard. It's not something that people would want to do. They would much rather be citizens, but for one reason or another, it just doesn't work out that way. They come here for the same reason your parents may have moved to another city: better jobs, better education, better health care, just a better overall life. Question 8 asks for some of the solutions to the illegal immigration problem in our country. And the first part of the question says, what is amnesty? You can see that here on this slide. Amnesty is just the idea that all of the illegal aliens in our country should be forgiven and given a quicker path to citizenship. The reasoning behind this is it would get rid of the illegal immigration problem. They would all become citizens, and we could start collecting tax dollars from them sooner rather than never. The negative with that choice is that you are letting people that broke the law just get away with it, and sometimes that seems to be a problem. The next part of question 8 said, what are 2 other solutions to our illegal immigration problem? You can see those up above. All of them have positives and negatives that we have to deal with. And the third part of question number 8 asks why jus soli makes deportation such a problem. And the reasoning is down there at the bottom of this slide. We've had illegal immigration in this country for over 30 years. If we just start to deport all of our illegal aliens, many of them have had children here, and since their kids were born here, jus soli means those children are native-born citizens. We can't deport native-born citizens that have done nothing wrong, and we also don't want to be the country that breaks up families. It makes illegal immigration a very hard problem for our politicians to solve. The answer to question number 9 can be found on this page about refugees. Refugees are people that come to a country legally to escape war or natural disaster. Some refugees do come to our country illegally and therefore are illegal aliens and not true refugees. Refugees that are here legally sometimes will become resident aliens and attempt to become citizens of the United States. We'll be working more on refugees in the next couple days in class. Question number 10 is a question asking you, do you think we should have a number of refugees that we let into our country each year and we don't go over that? It's an opinion question and you can let me know how you feel. Here are some slides of the worksheet that we had to complete that I just went over the notes with very, very quickly. If you have any specific questions, please let me know. Now here's the answer key over the worksheet based on the text that we had. The first part just asked for the 7 steps in the naturalization process to become a citizen. Step 1 is you have to get a permanent residency visa, which is also called a green card. It's the same thing. This could take up to 5 years. It could be as quick as 1 year, but somewhere between 1 and 5 years, you'll get your green card. Then you have to work for 5 years in the United States to show that you can take care of yourself. After that 6 to 10 year stretch is done, the process moves quickly. Now in the next year, you will apply for citizenship, fill out the application. You will get fingerprinted by the government to make sure you have not committed any crimes either here or in your home country. The government will interview people that know you well, your boss, friends, neighbors, to make sure that you don't have any secrets that would make us think you're not a good candidate for citizenship. After that, you would take the test on citizenship and English to make sure you are going to be able to fit into the United States. And finally, you would take the oath of allegiance, where you pledge allegiance to our country. The oath of allegiance is usually done in a group. Here was a picture from an earlier slide that showed an oath of allegiance taking place. Also, if you've ever seen the movie Here Comes the Boom, at the end, that is an oath of allegiance ceremony where a lot of people are becoming citizens all at one time. The questions underneath the 7 steps, we went over a couple of these just talking about those above. But number 2 says you have to be 18 years old to go through the process of citizenship. What that means is if you come here with parents and you are young enough where when your parents become citizens, you will still be under the age of 18. You will automatically become a citizen with them. You have to do nothing. However, if you are going to be older than 18 when they finish citizenship, you will have to go through citizenship as well. Also, number 7 is interesting. What it says is if you are here as a resident alien trying to become a citizen and for some reason you have to leave the country, when you return, you will have to wait 2.5 years before you start the process over again. This is so our government can go and make sure that you didn't do anything while outside of the country that is a red flag that makes them think maybe you're up to something, drugs, terrorism, something that our country would want to stop. And that's all of the main ideas from this section of notes for essential question number 2. I know it's not the ideal way to get this information, but it's the best we can do right now. If you have any other questions or need any other help, please email me. We'll be doing a few more assignments this week, and partway through next, we'll have a review day, and we'll have a test coming up on essential questions 1 and 2. Thanks.